had a small meltdown. The children, not me. Well, me too, a little bit. We're just kind of hoping Dallin comes back soon. I told him this was like my dream situation, and it was. It just has gotten like 10 degrees hotter, and we're running out of candy. Once upon a time, I was walking through a deep, dark forest. And suddenly, I saw a huge, hairy, scary, green and purple and orange, buzzing, climbing spider. And the spider said, "I'm going to eat you for my dinner." And I was so scared that I couldn't even talk, except for one word. "Help me!" That's 2 words. I was really brave and I could say 2 words. Until suddenly, I heard, "Tweet!" And I heard, "Ah!"
It was me and James!
And James came on her magical broomstick, and George came flying in with his superpowers. And they said, "Get out of here, you mean old spider with hairy legs. Stop messing with my mom." And that was my worst nightmare I've ever had. Do you guys want to go somewhere special?
I want to. I want to come to you, Mom.
Okay, say, "Let's go."
We're not going.
Okay, let's go. Okay guys, welcome to our new life. This is Sand Hollow State Park, and we are having so much fun. We did some Instagram stories up here yesterday when we came for our first time, and we loved it so much that we had to come back. So when Dallin bought this razor, I was A, apprehensive, and B, terrified that it would be the mechanism to kill our family in a freak off-roading accident. So far, it's turned out to be the stuff of dreams. My perfect situation is sitting by the water in the sunshine with my kids and my dogs, and they're all able to just play and be happy and be in nature and just like get dirty. That's kind of like my equivalent to Dallin's riding a razor. And the thing about the razor is it gets me into all these situations. I've kind of been thinking a lot about like how I want my kids to grow up and what I want to have instilled in them. And one of the things I want them to be is like resilient and creative and brave and flexible, and I think one of the best ways to kind of like get that in them, or essentially help them be comfortable in those situations, is to find ways to help them be like wild and free and in just nature, and even to incorporate it as part of our homeschool curriculum to just be in nature more. If you could hear behind me through that whole conversation, our kids definitely could benefit from being more flexible and in nature and just wild and free versus like a more manicured suburb setting, which is the setting we love and live in, but I think they need a little bit more. So here we are, being wild and free. Also, our dogs love this so much. This is their heaven.
The kids are down at the beach. I am headed out for some alone time on this up here. Man, this is so sweet. I'm just at the top of some sand dune up here. I'm also looking like a total noob because I'm wearing my snowboarding helmet and goggles. I don't care. Safety first.
Small parenting update. We're still on this beach. Turns out there's no service. We can't call Dallin. And the cool thing about this beach is that there are hidden stickers from this bush hidden in the sand everywhere, which kind of makes it hard to frolic. We just had a small meltdown. The children, not me. Well, me too, a little bit. We're just kind of hoping Dallin comes back soon. I told him this was like my dream situation, and it was. It just has gotten like 10 degrees hotter, and we're running out of candy. And it's kind of like approaching nap time. Right now, what we're doing to pass the time, George's favorite thing, we've had a couple people who were concerned about this. His favorite thing to do is to tell each other about our nightmares. And it's kind of just like spooky stories, but the spooky stories always end with him as the superhero, or with me as the superhero, or with James. And we were just telling one where someone turned off the show, which is, in his little mind, the worst thing that could possibly happen. Are you ready for the nightmare?
Yeah.
Okay, once upon a time, on a faraway beach that was so sandy, and there were pokies hidden in all the sand, and even James put sand in all of our drinking water, and then we couldn't drink anything, darn it. Everyone was sad. Mom was sad, and George was sad, and even James was sad. But not Luna. Luna was never sad. And we were crying, and the sun got hotter and hotter, until suddenly, vroom, vroom, vroom. Who was it?
My dad!
He came to save us, and then we were safe, and we could go home and watch Octonauts all day.
Whoa. Found the cliff. This thing has been so fun. Here's my dream, you guys. Someday, kids are a little older, Ash and I ride in this bad boy. George and James each have their own little four-wheeler, or maybe they're in like a two-seater side by side, and they have one too. And we're just riding around together. Maybe one of them has a little cute little 100cc motorcycle. Maybe there's a third one in there, probably. And then we have a toy hauler fifth wheel, and those things go in the back, and we just travel around and live different places and ride. That's the dream. I was a little hesitant to tow a fifth wheel, but now after towing the 14-foot trailer that pulls this thing, I'm feeling better about it.
Okay, final update, because either we'll die or Dallin will find us. We are walking to find Dallin. It looks like we're in the middle of nowhere. It's actually fairly populated. You could see campers and stuff. The kids are getting really grouchy, so we're walking to find our dad, right? Are you happy or sad?
Sad.
Yeah. Hopefully Dallin's in tune with the spirit and he can hear that we need him to pick us up. Dallin finally rescued us off the side of the road by a dumpster.
Guys, I felt so bad. Did you tell them the story already?
I was just under the impression you'd come back sooner. Also that you would have service.
I did.
Also that there wouldn't be thorns in the sand.
I did.
And a sun that wouldn't quit. And a SON that wouldn't quit.
Oh, really?
But it's okay. We all made it back. Like the pioneers.
Pioneers in different centuries. I was in the 21st century. I was trying to fly like 60 miles an hour back to get to Ashley. I ended up like 1 mile out of the park and had to drive back on the highway and go back through the entrance and convince them that I already paid for a ticket to get back in.
Did you get lost?
I did.
Did you record anything?
I did, but I didn't record that, and I was already feeling a lot of pressure to get back, and then Ashley texted me saying, hurry, come back, and I was stressing a lot. I seriously feel like I was gone 20 minutes, but according to the clock, it was probably closer to an hour and 20, hour and 30, and I feel so bad.
My parting words were, come back and check on us often.
But the words that I remember were, oh, this is so nice, it's so warm, I could be here all day. And those are the ones I was clinging to in my mind. Very, very good example of assumptions being made on both parts. Ashley has forgiven me, I think.
Dallin just keeps bringing me food.
First I made her toast, now I made her mac and cheese, put George to bed for him, brought him food. I'm doing pretty good with food. It's usually how to make Ashley calm down. Now Ashley's doing the same thing to James.
Because she had such a big day in the blazing Sahara.
Shut up.
The kids were like, will our dad come back?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I don't know, he could be dead in the hills.
When I was putting George to sleep up there, I was like, George, did you have fun at the beach? And he said, no. And I was like, did mom have fun? He was like, no. I was like, really? What was mom feeling? And he was like, she was angry. I was like, uh-oh, what did she say? And he said, oh, nothing. So I just got this image of you fuming.
He doesn't say bad words.
You said bad words to the kids?
Not to the kids. When I kept trying to call you and you wouldn't answer, and I started walking along the side of the road.
Sinner.
And I had to carry James and the dogs because their feet were burning. That's when I started saying bad words.
You should know better than that. Can't say that with a straight face. All right, it's the next day, and contrary to popular belief, but most importantly, personal belief, I am back in Sand Hollow. She has forgiven me, and I have since told her about how much fun I had, and she wants to join me next time, I think. I do. Also, the things that a pavilion does. This thing is nice. I like
Yesterday I did not have a pavilion.
Neither of us have ever owned a pavilion in our entire life.
And I did not have snacks, and I also did not have a Dallin. And also this beach isn't
we have a
thorny,
Dallin now.
so we're doing a lot better. Are you doing a lot better? Yep.
Dad, I think there's poop over here.
Did you poop?
No?
George just said there's poop on the beach. Where's the poop?
Right here.
George, I think that's just a piece of burnt wood.
The crazy thing about this place is like, I feel like I'm at a real beach. It's a lake. The sand is the red sandstone sand, and it's the nicest sand ever. And you can come here. It gets kind of cold in January and February, but you can still come here and play at the beach all year long. We're moving.
I love it here. This is amazing. I mean, did you see the footage from when I went up there yesterday? That was nuts. That was so nuts. These people just pulled up with music blasting in their Razor. Look at George. Dancing, my George.
You can silly dance with me.
Okay.
Look at your bone shapes.
You doing the dance too, Jamesy? Beautiful. I love it.
In other news, Dallin taught James how to do crystal light today.
Jamesy, was that some pretty good crystal light?
Mom,
James is a
Dad?
whole mood right now.
we need to be superheroes.
What do we do?
I'll be Super George.
Okay.
And Jamesy, you be Super James. And Dad, you be Super Dad. And Mom, you be Super Mom.
Okay.
Super George!
Super Dad.
Super Dad!
Super Mom!
Let's find that monster.
Go check in the behind the monster truck.
Found him!
You found him?
Let's
Where?
go after him.
Get him!
Come back, you.
Alright guys, we are home. Luna is in her spot that she always sits when I cook. I just wanted to check in and say that we made it and kind of, I don't know, like talk, chat. So I wanted to talk about kind of some, St. George is like a really sunny place and it's really warm, and I don't know what it is about myself, but I like do my best thinking, and I feel like most introspective and like happy and calm when it's warm. So I've done a lot of thinking down there, and Dallin has too. We did a lot of thinking and we did a little bit of fighting, but sometimes I think the fights are kind of what you need to push through some like weird habits or barriers. So I just kind of wanted to talk about what I've been thinking about our life lately. And the number one thing that I want to do, and this has kind of been a journey for me, it's like a journey of kind of accepting myself and accepting my changing body and accepting my spouse and my marriage and just kind of trying to be okay with everything versus trying to change everything. Oh my gosh. Every time I try and talk to you. You guys come outside. Come outside. Thank you. Me, Dallin, we've kind of made some decisions. The decisions are just kind of to not live from or not be motivated from like a place of guilt or a place of shame. So for me personally, I've had a really rough like self-confidence issue my whole life and like body positivity. I've kind of been done with all things body. I just kind of said no to everything just because I wanted to reset, and I just wanted to, for once in my life, live in a place where I'm comfortable with my body and where I'm not trying to change it and where I'm not hating it and where I'm brave enough to just like show it, to wear a swimsuit or to walk around my house in underwear and not think like Dallin's gonna think I need to lose 10 pounds. Not that he's ever said that, like these are just like the stories in my head. And I'm finally there, and I'm finally kind of like starting to, for the first time in my life, like want to be stronger, like want to work out because I feel myself feeling weak versus I feel myself getting fat. And I'm not my smallest weight. And the weird thing is like how much of my like unhappiness was mental. Like I'm not the smallest I've ever been, for sure. Like I'm wearing this sports bra and it's pretty tight, and I don't feel like I'm a fatty. I just feel like maybe I should get a new sports bra that actually fits me, which is like such a big thing for me. Like I've always just jumped to, gosh, you're just getting so fat and ugly and you're falling apart and it's finally happening and you need to really kick it into gear, or else you're just gonna like be so disgusting. And I feel like I'm off of that like disgusting treadmill where I'm like running from disgusting or falling towards it. I'm just me, and I'm just happy, and I'm wanting to be healthier for me, so like that I can feel strong, or so I can feel powerful, or I can run, or I can like pick up James without throwing my back out. These are all like things that are happening as I get older, which is also a weird feeling that is hard to accept, but I'm accepting it. And I'm not 17, I'm 30, and I love that, or at least I say I do, because I want to love that. As far as like Dallin and I think we've talked about it a lot, and we've talked about it in therapy a lot, but it's finally kind of clicking. Like, I have my life, and I have the things that I love and the things that I dream of, and Dallin has his life, and he has the things that he loves, and he has the things that he dreams of, and they're not the same dreams. And for the first time in our marriage, we're trying to like honor our lives and our dreams, and like my dreams personally, I'm trying to like be okay with them and not feel like they're infringing on his dreams or making him unhappy. And at the same time, I'm learning to be okay with his dreams, and more just how to be supportive and how to show that like I am showing my love for Dallin by 100% supporting his dream and being excited for the things that make him excited without throwing away the things that I want. And he's kind of doing the same, and we're entering this new place. I think this is what being a grown-up is. We feel like independently codependent, where we don't feel like because of him or him because of me, we can't do the things we want. It's I want to help him do the things he wants, and he wants to help me do the things we want. But at the same time, because we're married and because we need each other to raise kids together, or to raise adults together. We're not raising kids, we're raising adults. We need to be thoughtful and to be willing to compromise, or to be willing to say what I really, really, really want in this moment can wait, because it's more important for me to support you. But I know that because I support you, you're gonna support me to do the things that I really want. Maybe tomorrow, or like maybe next month, but I know it's gonna happen. I don't know, I feel like we're just learning how to do this, and it's really stupid that it's taken 6 years or 5 years, however long we've been married, I don't even know. It's kind of like we're just hitting refresh, and we've been kind of doing this for a long time, and it's not like we're perfect at it now, but these are things we've learned, and we're also doing it with ourselves. Like, I live with a lot of anxiety and fear and I don't know, like self-deprecation, and Dallin has his own things that he's working through, and instead of ignoring them, we're finally like leaning into them and trying to heal them and just trying to become the people we want to be, instead of always feeling ashamed and yucky for not just being those people already. I guess some of my goals, I can share those with you. Some of the things I wrote down, I just wrote down the things like what makes me happy, and I want to do those every day, and it like makes me happy to have a plan, so I want to have a plan every day. It makes me happy to teach my kids. That's just like this weird, like some people like to play sports. I like to homeschool. I think it has a lot to do with my like love language of quality time. And I feel like really good when I'm connecting with them in that way. And I'm like a teacher, so it's a way for me to like feel useful, and just trying to figure out how I want to homeschool without being too like academically rigorous, and what's important to me, and just being like more intentional and developing these rhythms so that the things that are important to me don't just like never get done and I just walk around feeling like I'm in a whirlwind. I want to go for more walks. I love going for walks, and I love being with my dogs, so I'm gonna go for a walk every morning and wake up early every morning. I was supposed to today, but I didn't because I left my phone in the car, but that's okay. I don't have to be perfect every day to be good. So I'm just gonna wake up every morning and go for a walk with the dogs, and I'm gonna start working out. And I don't wanna be a bodybuilder by any means, and I don't wanna be like jacked by any means. I just wanna feel strong. I don't even have like a weight loss goal. I just wanna feel like stronger and fitter. So my waffles are burning. I found some like fun YouTube programs, and I'm gonna kind of like talk to some fitness people and develop some at-home things. Look, I was making waffles today and I was working out. Also, I love cooking, and it's kind of been hard because as I've started like this little cooking vlog, I've gotten a lot of people who have said things like, "You're not even good at cooking. Why do you even do that?" And I just do it because I like it, and I have some good recipes and I want to make more. So just kind of sharing that journey. But by no means do I like profess to be a chef or to do things professionally or right. I just like to do them, and I want to do them. We've kind of felt sometimes that our vlog is beautiful and wonderful, but it's kind of just us living our life, which is cool. And we were kind of in that stage where we were just in survival stage. We had 2 babies in like a year and a half, which like I highly recommend, and also I highly don't recommend. It almost like mentally destroyed me, but also has made us so happy. So it's like we've been in this weird survival stage, and we're kind of coming out of it, and we just want to kind of like pursue and cultivate and kind of run or walk faster than we've been walking, and lean into the things that, aside from parenting, kind of like bring us joy. And Dallin has some really cool ideas for him, and we just want to share those on the vlog. It's like sharing our accomplishments and our fun things and our dreams with you. And it's cool to be leaving the stage of like, we just have babies and babies are all we do, because that's kind of where we've been, and we mostly still are there. And I want to go back there too. I just think we need to like give ourselves a year or a year and a half or 2 years, or if you were to ask Dallin, 5 years, to just like walk a little faster than we've been walking. So that's our plan. That's kind of like St. George was like this fun, intense vacation, but also like a thought factory where we just kind of like made plans for the next 2 years and like what we wanted to really pursue and be happy in. And this has been a really long monologue. I just want to be like transparent and open. If there's anyone who wants to do this with us, or who is kind of reevaluating the important things and figuring out what to do in their life and their marriage so that they can be happier, please share them. I'd love for this to be a conversation for all of us to talk about, and to kind of like get good ideas from other people or encouragement. That I think that would be really cool. And I would love to read your comments on that and what's been working for you, because so many of you guys are in different stages of life, or are braver than me, or have the same fears as me. And it'd be cool to just like lean on each other and read what everyone else is saying. So I'm going to close out the vlog. Thank you for coming to St. George with us. Thank you for being with me while I died in the desert before Dallin rescued me, and thank you for listening to me. This has been really, really fun, and this vlog is one of the more like meaningful things I've ever done, and growth inspiring things, and I'm just so grateful that you guys, you know, like are here for it. So we'll see you in our next vlog.